Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I've got a massive update for you today. I'm talking a potential blockbuster NFL trade involving some of the biggest names in the game right now. We're talking about Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Micah Parsons, and Myles Garrett. If this trade goes down, it's going to shake up the entire NFL landscape as we know it. Before we dive deep into all the juicy details, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss any of my breaking NFL news and analysis. And of course, leave a comment below and let me know what you think about this potential trade. Are we witnessing history in the making, or is this just a rumor? Let's talk about it. Alright, so let's break it down. NFL insider Adam Schefter just dropped a bombshell that could change the entire landscape of the league. We all know that the trade deadline is fast approaching, and with that, there's always speculation about which stars might be on the move. But what Schefter has reported is something we did not expect. According to his sources, multiple teams have been talking about a trade that could involve 4 of the NFL's biggest superstars. That's right, you heard me, 4 superstars. Russell Wilson, the Seattle Seahawks' legendary quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, the Green Bay Packers' future Hall of Famer, Micah Parsons, the rising star linebacker from the Dallas Cowboys, and Myles Garrett, the dominant defensive end for the Cleveland Browns. These names are absolutely massive, and just the possibility of all of them changing teams has NFL fans on the edge of their seats. But let's be clear, this is still just a rumor. Schefter hasn't confirmed any finalized deals yet. However, these are the types of trades that could reshape not only teams but also entire divisions and conferences. Imagine this: Aaron Rodgers, the reigning MVP, leaving Green Bay to potentially join a contender like the Denver Broncos or the New York Jets. Russell Wilson, the face of the Seattle Seahawks for over a decade, possibly heading to a team like the Chicago Bears or the Las Vegas Raiders. And we've also got Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett, 2 of the league's most electrifying defenders, being swapped for other big names. This would be absolutely wild. Let's start with Russell Wilson. We've heard rumors swirling about his future in Seattle for some time now, especially after a rocky relationship with the front office and some early season struggles. Wilson has been the face of the franchise for over a decade, but let's not forget about those cryptic messages he sent out after some disappointing losses. A lot of people have started speculating that the Seattle Seahawks and Wilson might be ready to part ways. Now, there's been plenty of speculation about Wilson possibly joining a bigger market team, or one that's more ready to compete for a Super Bowl. Teams like the Denver Broncos and the Las Vegas Raiders have been frequently mentioned as potential landing spots for Wilson. Denver, in particular, makes a lot of sense: great defense, solid wide receivers, and a need for a proven leader under center. But here's where it gets interesting: if Wilson actually gets traded, it's going to be a huge shakeup in the NFC West. And let's be honest, could we possibly see Wilson making the leap to the AFC and turning one of these struggling franchises into instant contenders? If so, the Seahawks are going to need to find a suitable replacement. Could they go after someone like Jordan Love, or maybe a draft pick for a future star? Now, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. The 2021 MVP has been the heart and soul of the Green Bay Packers for more than a decade. And yet there's always been that looming question: will Rodgers finish his career in Green Bay? Well, that question might finally get answered. With all the tension between Rodgers and the Packers organization in recent seasons, many fans are wondering if a trade might finally happen. If Schefter's sources are correct, Rodgers could be on the move soon, and teams like the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets are reportedly in play. Aaron Rodgers leaving Green Bay would certainly be a story for the ages, especially after his dramatic off-season holdout and public back and forth with the front office. But what if Rodgers actually decides that it's time for a change of scenery? Could he bring a championship-caliber mindset to a new team and potentially lead them to glory? The possibilities are endless. And think about this: if Rodgers teams up with a quarterback-friendly head coach in a big market city like New York, he could be the face of an NFL renaissance. Now, let's switch gears and talk about the young star who is rapidly becoming one of the most feared players in the NFL, Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys. This kid has been an absolute revelation since stepping onto the field, and I can't say enough about how dynamic he's been. Micah Parsons' versatility, speed, and ability to disrupt plays have made him a huge asset for the Cowboys' defense. But here's the thing: if this rumored trade goes through, we might be looking at a scenario where Parsons gets shipped off to another team as part of a trade package. What's the impact if Parsons, one of the league's brightest young stars, is traded away? While it might seem crazy to trade a player with Parsons' potential, it could be part of a much bigger plan for the Cowboys. Could they look to add a proven veteran like Rodgers or Wilson in exchange for their young star? Could Parsons get packaged with another player to acquire a game-changing offensive weapon? We'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure: if he's moved, it'll be a major story in the NFL. Let's not forget about Myles Garrett, one of the most dominant defensive players in the league. Garrett has been the cornerstone of the Cleveland Browns defense for years, and his ability to generate pressure on opposing quarterbacks has been a huge part of his success. If Garrett is indeed a part of this blockbuster trade, we could be looking at one of the most significant defensive moves in recent memory. Imagine a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers or the New York Giants adding Garrett to their already strong defensive front. The impact of a player like Garrett can completely change the dynamic of a defense. And that leads to the question: what are the Browns going to do if they lose Garrett? Is there enough talent on that roster to make up for his absence? It's clear that Myles Garrett is one of the league's top defensive players, and whoever acquires him will get a game changer on that side of the ball. So let's wrap this up. What do you think? Is this trade really going to happen, or is it just another one of those rumors that goes nowhere? Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, four of the biggest names in the NFL. If this trade goes down, it will send shockwaves throughout the league. Let me know in the comments below, which of these players would you want to see on your team? Are you buying into the rumors, or is this just another off-season wild speculation? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of my breaking NFL news.